past few weeks, right here in Zimbabwe, over 300 families, they watched bulldozers destroying their homes.
You're not sleeping.
The more than 5,000 houses targeted for demolitions in the city are just a tip of the iceberg, as more structures have been constructed illegally across the city.
We are not talking about temporary structures. We are talking about proper houses. Houses that people paid for with money that they earned. Shifts, houses with walls and roofs and windows and dreams inside those houses. Gone. Just like that. And the very sad and most painful truth is, this is not the first time, and unless something changes or something is done, it will obviously not be the last time this is going to be happening. I know this is a very, very emotionally charged conversation, and many of you are going to be coming at me for talking about this. But guys, to be honest, if we do not talk about it on this channel, ndiani mumwe munhu angatari nezvazvo. So today, I'm about to have a conversation that is very honest with you guys about why is it that houses get demolished in Zimbabwe. You need to understand that this is not to scare you. This video is not to discourage you from building. You guys know that on this channel, we are always talking about building, and we are always encouraging each other to invest here in Zimbabwe. So you should understand kuti andisi kuda kutry kudiscourage. Before we do this, you need to understand that this video is for educational purposes only. You should never take anything that I'm going to be saying in this video or on this whole channel as legal or financial advice. You should always talk to a qualified legal practitioner before making any property decisions. Now, let's get right into it, because we have put that out of the way. Understanding why this happens is the only way to make sure that these demolitions never, ever, ever happen to you. This is the most common reason why houses get demolished in Zimbabwe. And this one is entirely preventable. You can actually prevent this. The Urban Councils Act in Zimbabwe is very, very clear on this one. Before you build any structure in any urban area, you must submit building plans to your local council. And those plans must be approved. You only start building after the approval from the council. This actually applies to everything. Whether uri kuda kuvaka imba yacho, even uchida kuextenda kana kuisa garage kana kuisa juraho, anything that is structural requires approved plans before watomboisa kana chidhina zvacho. Having just this law, you should make sure that you've got plans anenge ari approved. So zvacho zvinozoitika paground manje. Many people, especially those who are building from the diaspora, those guys, what they do is they just hire a builder and then they tell the builder to start. And ana boys vanotongotanga, because handisi mari inenge iripo, vanotongotanga vototanga kutochimhanya ipapa. Hapana kana need yekuti vamboti hanzi let's go and check the plans, or let's go and submit the plans, or let's get approval first. They don't do that because imari and ebas. So the house is built, it goes up, and then it looks very beautiful. And you guys, you've got the exposure. You build very nice houses, ma solar systems, ma smart homes, and even logo solar tech to come and do for you. And by the way, if you want solar systems, reliable solar systems company or Mabo, you should always make sure that you connect with Logo Solar Tech. Now, after mapedza zvese mavaka imba yakanaka, and then months later, or sometimes years, or even decades later, the council inobva yazouya, council inobva yauya with a demolition order. And guys, I don't want to lie to you. On this one, the law is very simple. If you've got no approved plan, that means there's going to be no legal protection for your structure. Dealing with this one is actually very, very simple. Because you need to understand that before your builder lays a foundation, it's not going to be a foundation. You should find a registered architect or a draftsman to draw up your plans, right? My plan is but after that, you submit those plans to council for approval. And then you wait. Those step number 3. Wait for written approval. Even Mari Kanziangazar, even Mari Fema, you should wait. Then you build only kanamapi or mapepa. Yes, it takes time. And yes, it costs money to do these things. You need to understand that a basic architectural plan, you need to tangle from around $100, $400 for a residential stand. Of course, depending on the size and complexity. Council approval fees vary by council and obviously by property size. And that cost and that time you get a mapepa is the cheapest insurance you can ever buy for your home. Now, this one is the saddest reason because in most of these cases, when they buy, they believed in a moyo wese because they were building on land that they legally owned or land that they had rights to. But it's not serious. Because the honest truth is, apana mnanumofaka mboya achinotenga, apana mnanumofaka akatinda inotenga land isiriyo kana land isiri approved or land isiri legal. Apana. So munhu anenge achitobhelieva kuti ndizvo zvandaita. In Zimbabwe, every piece of land in an urban area or in a peri-urban area, it is zoned for a specific purpose. Hakuna zviya zvekunzi haangori mafuro, hakuna zvakadaro. So we've got things like residential, commercial, industrial, open space, recreation, wetland, road reserve, sewer servitude, electricity servitude. So you need to know that if your stand falls on land that has been zoned for a road, your house will obviously, or maybe you can say, will eventually be demolished when that road is built. Even if the road will be built in 3 months, even if the road will be built in 100 years, when the time comes, if your stand falls on a wetland, your house is at risk because wetlands are protected. If your stand sits on a sewer line or a water pipe, your house is a danger to infrastructure and it will be removed. The problem is that many people who are buying these stands, especially from private developers and land barons, they have no idea what zone their land falls in. They are shown a piece of land, and then they pay for it, they build on it, and then they discover the truth only when the demolition notice arrives. And the people who buy from these people, I'm a one. One time give an profits. Apana kana wanja unowaudza. Saka ndikutenga gated community kana ndikutenga anauti gated community akashata. I never say that. But ukanza mnachara ndatenga stand muHarare, ndatenga stand muHarare. Muzati rasta. Asiza akana, neighbor wedu atorana general ningi, ndozvinoita vanhu. Neighbor wedu atori ningi kupati yakati. Neighbor wedu ndiye atori mukuru kwakati. Amen. So this is what happens to hundreds of families. They buy stands and then they build those houses, and they had no idea that the land they built on was disputed, or that the authority to develop that land was withdrawn. They didn't know that their beautiful homes were sitting on a legally problematic ground. To avoid issues like this, you need to understand that before you pay for any stand in an urban or a peri-urban area, you should visit your local council planning department. Ask for a copy of the approved layout plan for that area yaudanotenga. And you should always make sure that you do this work. Not necessarily but of course that one is actually a good thing to do, and that's actually one of the best things you can do. But all I'm saying is you should do this work. And when I'm saying you do it work, and do it as an individual, as your own process, as your own thing work. Not to go to one muromo bo zamojka zvese bo ndezvaaiwa usatya iwe. And that's what they do. So what I'm saying is you must, this is a must, you must confirm that your specific stand, you layout plan, you should also confirm your specific stand number 0, stand number 5, that actual stand, specifically, you also need to confirm if it exists on that approved layout. You should always confirm what that area is zoned for. Make sure it up. And you should confirm that all services, my roads, water, sewer systems, they are all planned and they are approved. Because my plan was 3D. But I'm not 3D now. My AI is request. My friend, just this one step of visiting the council planning department before you pay can actually save you a lot of money. It will save you a lot of tears. I'm telling you. Guys, my land developers and my land barons. I'm sorry. I'm botsika magadeni. Sorry. So this reason directly connects to reason number 2, but it deserves its own section because it is so widespread and it is so sad. It's actually very, very sad. Zimbabwe has got a documented problem with what are commonly known as land barons. These are individuals and organizations that subdivide and sell land, often usually without legal authority to do so. And they create nice layouts and they create nice 3D designs. And then they start selling my stains. Then they collect my deposit. Sometimes they even collect my full payments. And then the buyers will start building. So when you then start to build, because but the developer never had the title to the land. Or sometimes the developer had land but never got council approval to subdivide that land. Well, sometimes, yes, they can even buy the land, but there is no approval to subdivide the land. Or the developer can get approval, but it was later withdrawn. Hey, yeah, this one. Yes, it can be withdrawn. And for so many reasons. And in any of these cases, the stands that were sold, when that happens, they now no longer have any legal standing. And the house is built on those developments will be at a risk. The painful reality documented in Zimbabwean courts and some of the newspapers is that some of these developers are sophisticated operators. They even have my offices. They even come in nice suits and they've got beautifully designed 3D branches. And some even have show houses. They even build a show house. And they have social media pages and followers. And some of them, they even work with social media influencers who have got followers. And some of them, they look very legitimate. And their victims are just ordinary Zimbabweans. And many of them are those guys who are in the diaspora. Some of you guys who are in South Africa. Some who have worked so hard for so many years to finally build a house. The protection from this, or maybe I can say the only way to avoid this is straightforward. And it is non-negotiable. You should make sure that these points and they are non-negotiable. Number 1, only buy land from a developer who can show you proof of title to the land that they are going to be selling. Proof of title. Number 2, you should only buy through a registered estate agent. A registered estate agent is an agent who is registered with the Estates Agents Council of Zimbabwe. You need to understand kuti vakawandisa ma-estate agents asina kana registration, asina kana kutomboregister, and you never know vanhu ivavo. Hambofa wakazviziva. Number 3, you should always use a registered conveyancer who searches the title deeds before any money changes hands. Vanhu munovenga yenyu kubhadhara ma-conveyancer, but boys kandikutaurirai. Kusada kubhadhara these services providers will cost you not only your money, but it's going to cost you your tears. Amudi kubhadhara, especially some of you guys who are in the diaspora. Vanhu Zimbabwe, hey, vanhu Africa. Ndokuziyai muchitaura kudaro. Vanhu Africa, hey, vanhu Africa. Vanhu Africa. Muchishora shora mamati atingoenda tonoitirwa nemuzukuru wangu. Mozotanga kuchema. I'm really sorry to say this, but guys, these things are actually happening. Number 4. Never, under any circumstances, never, ever pay for a stand without seeing a copy of the approved layout from the relevant council. Ngaingeri ku council, usafa wakabhadhara mari. If a developer cannot produce these documents, famba mwana mai asida kunyembera. Walk away. Ibva ipapo uchimhanya. It doesn't matter kuti price iyo iri kunaka sei. It doesn't matter how sweet the deal is. No matter how desperate you want the deal. Chiro zvikanzi wauya muno muZimbabwe, wauya une 1 week uruda kutoita utotenga stand yachotopedza faster. No matter how much the opportunity looks nice and sweet and sounds nice. And iwo ma-sweet deals iwayaya mwanaka mofana kwangwarira, especially muHarare muno. Ana boys vachoka vakachimaster chigame ende vakomana ivava vanakana tsitsi. Yanzvisa. No matter how convincing their marketing is, chero vakashandisa isusu ma-influencers. Because yes, zvinoitika unoona zi-influencer unofarira uriona riri kutaura utoti haiwa ndatoona aripo. Some of these guys anongopiwa mari zvopera. No matter how many people appear to be buying. And vakomana vacho vakanyatsonzwisisa chinhu chinonzi FOMO. Vakainzwisisa zvekudaro. Mingana muchiziva maizera inonzi FOMO. FOMO zvakamira the fear of missing out. Unotobvaona sekuti ndiwe wega uri one wasara and kumanaka. Ava pane pakarwa skillful neboys. Unokwadzwa. Ndikukutaurira inini. Ende video iroro richandirovesa nekunditukisa nekundivengesa nekundiitira all kinds of things from these people. Now, on this one, you got your plans approved. Andika? Zvese taona kuti zviripo zvakaitara mureason number 3 zvazvo. And then you build your house. Andika? Everything's right, everything is legal. But then 2 years later, man, you then decide to add a room. Ovata arikati si chimwe chicottage apa nekuextenda. Vatikokanda garden cottage kungoti tizongopota tichingodai toisa maloja. You want to extend, you want to use a road, anyway. And then you do it without going back to council for the amended plan. People, let me tell you something. You need to understand that extensions and additions require the same council approval. It requires the same council approval process as the original structure. Many homeowners do not know this. Many people in Zimbabwe, they don't know this. They just assume that the main house can approve, so I can just modify the house. I can just do whatever I want. Don't go with zero. In the shaman, my modifications, my extensions, go extender. It is not allowed. You have to go back to council. And an unapproved extension is an illegal structure. Illegal structures. And an illegal structure can be demolished. So on this one, to avoid Ubanyo, every time you want to add something or if you want to modify your structure, you should submit the amended plan to the council. And then you get a written approval before you start. Zimbabwe has areas that are legally protected from development. We have my wetlands, my river banks, my flood plains, my road reserves, my power line servitudes, my water pipe servitudes. These ones, they are protected, they are legally protected. So if you build in any of these areas, even if someone sold you stand, wakatotengeserwa stand, or even wakatengeserwa nemuzukuru waDonald Trump, even if you paid for it, wakatobhadhara mari, even if whatever you did, that structure is at risk of being demolished. This is most common in peri-urban and those rapidly developing areas in and around Harare, where development has moved faster than proper surveying and planning, and sometimes even cheaper. Zviri cheaper because when you go kusina kuapprove kusina kusina mapepa kusina a lot of chichichichi nemani no amounts that are zvakachipa muchingotengeserana makachipirana ikoko. Many people have built areas that were not properly surveyed, and then later on they discovered that their home sits in a planned road reserve or on top of a water main. Zvinorwadza. So to avoid kupwanyirwa, let me just say, before you build, you should always engage a registered surveyor to confirm your stand. You should confirm the boundaries and check for any servitudes or any restrictions on the land. Because we have said this. So we have said this and we have said it. These things will cost you money. But that money is actually far much less than kuzoruza imba yese. Yes, right. Now, let me give you a complete checklist on how to protect yourself from kupwanyirwa imba. Right, so first of all, or maybe I can say number one, verify your land before you pay. That in visit the council planning department, wega, confirm that the stand exists on an approved layout, confirm the zoning, confirm there are no servitudes on the land. You should do this before pabuda any money. Then number two, buy through a registered conveyancer. A conveyancer will assess the deeds registry. They confirm who legally owns the land. Muridzi wemba chaichai, muridzi weland yo chaichai, anonotsvakwa naconveyancer pamapepa. Yeah, so kana uchinge wafambira nyaya idzodzidzi, mapepa iwaya, makopi machichi, these are also your legal protection kana takupinda mutransaction. Number three, get your building plans approved before you build. Maplan emba ngatange approved. Every structure submit my plans. Wapedza kudaro, you wait for a written approval. Mirira, wait for approval. Keep a copy of that approval somewhere safe, not just in your phone, but in a physical file. And make sure you keep it permanently. Then number four, only build what was approved. And if you want to add anything, whether it's a room, a wall, a garage, a cottage, or whatever, you need to go back to council for an amended approval first before avaka. Then number five, my steps are true. Most important things. Engage a registered surveyor to confirm your boundaries. Boundaries. Know exactly where your stand begins and where it ends. Know what is on the land and know what restrictions apply to that land. Number six, keep all your documents safe and accessible. Your title deed or cession agreement, your approved building plans, your council approval letters, your surveyor's diagram. These documents are your protection. So if you're in the diaspora, make sure that you keep those copies with someone that you can trust at home, and make sure that you also keep digital copies yourself. Make sure that you home digital copies. Now let me close this video with something that is very, very important. Be vigilant. The families who lost their homes did not deserve what happened to them. Those guys, they actually worked so hard. They built their houses in faith and they trusted people they should not have trusted. But The protection system that could have caught this, or that should have caught this, the verified land, approved plans, registered developers, if those were not used, the results will be, or was, devastating. You cannot always control what happens around you in Zimbabwe's property market. That's the honest truth. But you can control whether your specific home or your specific investment is legally protected at every step. Make sure, guys, make sure that you do the paperwork. Use professionals. Musaramba kubhadhara mari. Take your time. Pay the fees. Samboomera mari but process itoto. Saomera. Because the cost of doing this the right way is actually nothing compared to the cost of watching a bulldozer taking down everything that you have built. What I can ask you to do in this video is to share it with every Zimbabwean you know who is building or planning to build, because this could save them from the worst day of their lives. Subscribe to this channel if this is your first time. There's more that's going to be coming, and if there are any other ideas or things that you think we can look into, feel free to let me know in the comments. As usual, I will see you in the next one.